If none of you have seen Amy's workout videos, I'm going to say she has the best booty I've ever seen.
Oh,
I'm saying it on camera. I'm saying it on mic.
I do 3 booty sessions a week.
Babe, it's working. On today's episode, we have Amy Castano, the co-founder of Acero Gym. This woman is a powerhouse. She has multiple businesses as well as her own brand, and she's lost over 24 kilos in the last 6 years. We dive deep into both her business and wellness journey on this episode. There is so much to learn from Amy. Welcome back to another episode of Self-Dom Beautiful Humans, a safe place to learn and get inspired to live your healthiest and most fulfilling life. I am Dom, your host, and I feel so grateful to be living my passion by getting to interview inspiring and knowledgeable guests. On today's episode, I am joined by fitness world royalty, Amy Castano, co-founder of Acero Gym. We are Acero Drop, and now ambassador for Booty Boost. Acero Gym has become the real it spot for training celebrities such as Rita Ora and Richard Branson, as well as all the top Sydney influencers. Amy herself has had a huge journey, starting from a world in business and finance and ending up with her own fitness empire. Amy's personal weight loss story, losing 24 kilos over the past 6 years, is incredible too, and I'm so excited to chat all things business and wellness with this powerhouse today. So welcome, Amy.
Oh, thank you. That was so nice.
No, you're so cute. You have such a beautiful, calm energy.
Oh,
It's
thank
really nice
you.
to be around. So you, as I said, are clearly in the fitness industry. You've had a weight loss journey. You've got the gym, but has wellness always been a big part of your life?
I'd say obviously I did fall off the track a little bit, but it has. Like ever since I was young, my dad has a lot of health issues, especially with his heart. So I think that was like instilled into me as a child. I remember my first PT session was in like high school. My dad was like, you need to, get your health together. And it was always when I was growing up, like, healthy foods. So yeah, I think it was always a part of my life, but obviously got further into it as I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you went from your finance career to opening the gym, tell me a little bit about how that played out.
Yeah, so I guess I was in finance, and I have such a creative side to me. And to always, I guess, fulfill that, I was in like makeup and doing that on the side
Your
as
makeup
well.
is so beautiful. I'm
Thank
literally just
you.
staring at your face like, wow.
But yeah, it's all self-taught. I was doing clients as well before. And then COVID hit and Jono, my partner at the time, now business partner, he was basically like locked out of his gym. Everything closed, unfortunately. But we had this opportunity to, I guess, train and continue training people and clients, because it was like you could only do one-on-one training. You couldn't do group. Membership-based gyms were closed. So there was this like window of opportunity where we're like, okay, let's start something, and something that he always wanted to do. We found this space and it just, took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about how you and Jono kind of got the idea to open the gym. And also, if anyone doesn't know who Jono is, he's obviously the other co-founder of Acero, and you guys were together in the past. So let's talk about that journey from an idea to the real deal.
Yeah. So I guess the idea was more like a fight or flight mode. Gyms were closed down during COVID and we were just like, what do we do? So Jono took his training outdoors, and obviously the weather in Sydney is always wild. You don't know what you're going to get. So he was training in the rain, he was training in the freezing cold. And I guess our idea just was like, okay, well, there's this space. Do we open something? Do we take this opportunity to, build a brand that we've always wanted to do? Or do we just continue seeing where COVID takes us? So we took that opportunity, we saw the window, and we just went for it.
So good.
Yeah.
So at this time, were you still doing your finance?
I wasn't. I was just doing like makeup, influencing kind of thing, like kind of like finding my feet. So I had the time to sort of commit to a business.
And I feel like that understanding of branding and marketing has played such a pivotal role in the growth of Acero. I want to talk a little bit about influencer marketing. How has that developed the brand? Do you think that everyone needs to be using this as a marketing tool?
I think when we first started, we were named or deemed the influencer gym because everyone
Yeah.
in Sydney like flocked to it. And we kind of like pivoted from that after I think we were out at some event and people were like, oh, you're the owners of the influencer gym. And I was like, I don't want to be
You
known as
don't.
that. No,
I
because
also think then the normal paying customers can be hesitant to train there because they
yes.
feel like they have to look a certain way, and that's
Yes.
not what it's about.
No, not at all. And we, like Jono's clientele, are not that at all. He may have some influential people, but it is like anyone and everyone just wanting to get fit, wanting to transform their body. And that is what it is today. So we kind of switched from just showcasing influencers and I mean, not your everyday person wants to be on social media, right? They don't want to be in a video or a photo where they've just trained and tagged and they're like, oh my God, I look terrible.
Yeah.
But the influencers don't mind, right? So that's why I think we kind of like got that name because they were the ones that were posting, whereas your everyday people weren't. So we were like, okay, we need content focused around your everyday people sharing their stories, their journey, and what their experience at Acero was.
Yeah. And you post a lot of your fitness at the gym and your content. How do you find the mindset to do that? Because I'm sure some days you go in the gym and you just don't want to take any content. Like, where do you find that balance?
I think and you would know yourself, when you have your own brand, I think you live and breathe it, right? And if you're not, then I feel like you're probably not aligned or it's probably something that you need to rethink about whether or not you're interested in doing. With Acero, I'm in there every day. I
So you're in
probably
the gym every day still.
every single day. Yeah.
I think that's really
Yeah.
impactful and powerful because people will be like, oh, you create a business, it's successful. You don't need to be like on, hands on deck,
Yeah.
but you are.
Yeah, both Jono and I are. And I think that's, I think that's important for your team as well to be like, I'm here with you side by side. Issues, we can solve them. Like, I think that's a very important part of a business, being able to see the operations, the day-to-day operations, but then also have like a bird's eye view and look back and be like, okay, how can we develop this further? But yeah, I mean, some days I don't feel like posting my gym stuff and I'm tired and all the rest of it. But yeah, I live and breathe the brand.
And when it comes to your own going away from Acero and going into Amy Castano and the brands that you work for, how do you go about picking those brands and do you make sure that there's an alignment with everything else that you're doing? Like, do you say no to things as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you know, like we get sent stuff and we get invited to things left, right, and center. And there's always a new brand. There's always a new, I guess, focus on certain things in the industry. And yeah, I think I am quite authentic with the brands that I want to work with. And I mean, with running the business, I need to be like, okay, I need to say no so that I can focus on the business and be able to give my time and effort to that. So it is very important for me to be like, okay, yes, I definitely want to work with this brand. So I will take this opportunity and then say no to the ones that I'm like, yeah, it's not really aligned with me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So let's dive into your weight loss journey. You look phenomenal.
Thank you.
What have been the real key takeaways from this weight loss journey over the last 6 years? Like, what has been working and what hasn't?
Okay, I think I was like a all or nothing person, very much like, okay, diet starts Monday. I'm going to smash myself with, cardio at the gym and run and like put all these like expectations that you can't really fulfill. So you set yourself up for failure. And that's what I was doing. And every week it would be like, okay, starting Monday, starting Monday. So I think I took a different approach and sort of like just took a step back, and it was like me trying to find myself. And that was also around the time of like COVID and also my breakup of my marriage. So I was kind of like, okay, I need to dive into who I am outside of all of this. So yeah, taking a step back and sort of like adding things into my life that I wanted a part of my life was integral to my weight loss and just being the better version of myself. And that would just be like, okay, if I felt like going for a walk and not smashing myself with cardio, at least I'm doing that and not just sitting around. If I do, want to eat healthy and feel better, then that's something that I would add in slowly rather than being like, okay, only eating fruits and veg today, or only eating protein, or only sticking to a keto diet and being very restrictive. It was more so like what makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of balance, I can tell
Yeah.
from what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think as a society, we have this all or nothing, like what you said, start Monday, or, I'm going to do 75 hard, but if you want to change your life and have a lifestyle shift, like giving yourself that, just being gentle on yourself, like a walk is still incredible movement. Instead of feeling angry at yourself for not getting to the gym,
Yeah.
you moved your body.
Exactly.
And focusing on food as fuel and nourishment rather than a restrictive. We were talking off mic about your training, and you said you do weight training 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So many women would be so scared to do that. And I think you're a great example of how weight training can really transform your body.
Yeah.
And I think women often go for the heavy cardio to lose weight.
Yes.
But weight training is really where the magic is. Do you see that in the gym? Do you see girls transforming their body through weights?
Yeah, absolutely. We are known for our body transformations, and I think, a good mix of cardio training as well as weight training is healthy for the body. Obviously I don't smash myself, like, getting a massive cardio session in is obviously a great calorie burn, and that's why people lean towards cardio. But if you just peel it back and you're like, okay, I do a intense weight session, it's also, just as much, but you're also changing your body composition. When you do cardio, you can't control where you lose weight or what you're targeting. You can be targeting fat and also muscle. So you do lose that tone or whatever, but we do focus on body composition. So that's more important to us than just like, stripping fat. If that's someone's goal, then totally. Yeah, I think focusing on a more holistic approach to training is what we do at Acero. And that's, we do weights, we do cardio, we do Pilates, we do boxing. So we cover a whole range of training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to come in.
You do.
I'm like,
you're welcome
how
anytime.
have I not been
I
to
know.
this gym? I was saying, like, one of my really good friends, Michaela, goes there and she looks incredible.
She does.
She wasn't doing any weights before. She was such a Pilates girly,
Yeah.
and I've seen her body transform.
Yes.
If you're listening, Michaela, we love
Yeah,
you.
we love you.
And it's just, I just really want a big message on self-dom is to get girls in the gym, because the bone density benefits, the longevity benefits. If you want to have a child one day, you want to be able to lift them up with ease. You want to be able to, people talk about putting your carry-on in the overhead luggage, overhead compartment. Weight training is functionally so important, but I also love that the gym offers a variety of things. Like you have your Pilates and you can mix up your training. I want to go back to you and Jono started the business together. You have separated and now you still run the business together. How do you go about working with your ex?
Okay, so
You probably get asked this all the time, but I am so curious.
everyone is very intrigued because I think people's past experience with an ex is what you hate them, you don't want them in your life, you want to cut them out just so that you can move on. I think for Jono and I, we grew up together. We were together for like 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we were young love. And when we got to the point where where we were like, okay, this isn't working anymore, we didn't want to be out of each other's lives. We still wanted to be a part of each other's lives, just in a different capacity. Obviously, there were a lot of roller coasters during that time, but now we're kind of, smooth sailing. And first and foremost is our friendship. Second is obviously the business. And just being a part of each other's lives in a positive way and bringing that positivity to each other, I think is important. And he knows me like the back of the hand. I know him like that as well. So it's like, goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How were those first few months when you guys?
It wasn't great.
So
no.
it took time to
Absolutely.
get where you are to be
Yeah.
able to have a friendship
Yeah.
that you can still be business partners.
For sure. And I think as well, because we have like our families, our friends, they were all integrated into each other's lives. So we kind of did keep it on the low for a little bit, especially with our staff as well. Like imagine being
Oh my
like,
God, yeah.
like the owners are splitting up. What does that mean for me? Like,
And they would be so sad for you guys, but they would also be questioning their job
exactly.
and like their livelihood.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that we were committed to the business, made sure that, before anything was out there, that we were committed to each other and moving forward in a positive way rather than just being like, okay, it's over, and then them having to go through that tough period with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And then you guys have also created Acero Drip and Wear Acero. When did those come about? How much long after opening the gym?
So the app was kind of the second baby for us.
Which is funny because I feel like in COVID, that's when everyone had the apps.
Yes. But because we saw a different opportunity in the sense of people absolutely loved being able to get out for their hour session every day, out of the house, out of lockdown. So we went down that approach. And then obviously we're like, okay, Acero has just been in Sydney for however long it was, I think probably like a year. And we had so much interest overseas and online. When are you coming to Melbourne? When are you coming to LA? When are you coming to like all these different locations? And we're like, how do we get and reach these people? So it was obviously an online app. So we've filmed hundreds of thousands of exercises.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of exercises on there. It is AI driven, so it does produce workouts and programs for people. So yeah, that was about a year after the gym. Obviously, a lot of development went into that, so it took a bit of time. And then as well, apparel that goes hand in hand with the gym as well,
Perfect,
right?
yeah.
So I think that came 2 years after the gym. Yeah.
And now your new venture,
Yes.
Booty Boost.
An ambassador for Booty Boost.
Okay, if none of you have seen Amy's workout videos, I'm going to say she has the best booty I've ever seen. I'm saying it on camera. I'm saying it on mic. Like, what? Firstly, before we talk Booty Boost, what is your booty workout?
So
'Cause how do you look like that?
Yeah. It's a lot of weight training. I do 3 booty sessions a week.
Babe, it's working.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
But yeah, I mean, with a workout, I don't know if do you train weights?
Yes, but
do?
I do like a full body in a session. Like I
Okay.
don't do splits.
Right. Okay. So my split is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, lower body,
Just bum.
booty and
legs.
legs. And then upper body.
Aren't you so sore like by day 3?
Yeah, I do get sore, but then I've got the weekend to recover and it just starts all over again. But yeah, that's my split. So I am focusing more on my lower body. And then, yeah, in terms of a workout, I usually do like something incredibly heavy, like squats or deadlifts or sumo deadlifts. And then towards the end of the session, I focus on the little muscles.
Okay, so you've got that engagement, the
Yeah.
Pilates style
Yeah,
movements.
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of like that. So it's like a mix in the workout. But yeah, I do go quite heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to.
I mean, yeah, if you want to grow a
You do,
muscle,
yeah.
I think that is quite an interesting topic because people go to Pilates and think it's going to change their body,
Yeah,
which it is so great for you and
it is.
you know, it can tone you. But if you want to grow a muscle,
You need to work it out.
you need to go heavy.
Yeah.
I've heard, is it called a pyramid where you go as heavy as you can
Yes.
first?
Yes.
Because usually the way I train, it's like you build up to the heaviest.
Right. Yeah.
But I've heard it's actually better to go to capacity at first,
Yeah.
like really fatigue the muscle.
Yeah. As long as you're warmed up, obviously. But yeah, heavy first, and then you go into like your
Do you
lower
train
weights.
with a trainer or do you do it yourself?
I do. So usually 4 days a week, I train with a trainer.
Like a PT?
Yeah, PT. And then I do my own session.
So good.
Yeah.
And it's good because I feel like when you would be traveling a lot for work, hotel gyms, you know what you're
Yes.
doing.
Yeah.
Like you can incorporate it.
Yeah. And I think, when you do have a trainer or you do have an app, it kind of guides you in the sense of like the right technique and making sure that you're engaging the right muscle. Because you could be working out and then be like, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But I think with weights, there's a lot of technique involved. So you definitely need that guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Booty Boost came
Yes.
to you and got you on as an ambassador.
Yes.
That's the best thing they could have done because I'm like, swipe up, like I'm adding to cart.
Yeah. So Booty Boost is incredible. It's such a new product to the space.
Yeah, so what exactly is it so for the girls who are listening who
Yes.
aren't sure?
So Booty Boost is basically a push-up bra for your butt. It's just about, the founders, Alana and Kirsty, their story is amazing in terms of why they created
What
the
is
product.
it?
Basically, Alana used to tape up her booty when she was younger because she didn't have one and she saw all these girls with booties and she was like, I just want a booty as well. So she used to tape it up.
With what?
With
Masking
just,
tape?
basically.
Duct tape?
Yeah, yes. And yeah, she's just like, how can I get this into the hands of other women who want to boost their confidence? And so she, went to so many suppliers, manufacturers, and finally came with this product that works. And it's incredible. It's not like you messing around with like, shapewear and all of that. It just sticks on your booty. It lifts. And you just feel amazing in terms of like it boosts your confidence.
And it's not like in your face in terms of, I think people who don't know what we're talking about, when I've seen the images, it's like, almost like wearing a chicken fillet, not like, but for your bum.
Yeah,
Like it's
exactly.
not a different color,
No.
it's just natural, neutral, and you wouldn't see it.
Exactly. You just wear it underneath your outfits, especially if you're, wearing something slinky, and you just want to peach your butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they came to you, you obviously would have tried the product and
Yes.
stuff. What are some of the benefits you found? Because your booty's already plump and round and beautiful.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, this product is everything. I was like, wow, like it's something that hasn't ever been in stores before. And I tried it and I was like, wow, I just feel like more secure, more confident. And that's what the product is about, like boosting confidence and all about body positivity, like enhancing what you have. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think as well, I mean, we've seen such a rise on people getting cosmetic surgery and different surgery, which is of course so fine. But I feel like there's something so simple you can do. It's non-invasive. It brings up
Exactly.
your confidence. It's really body positive. So
Yeah.
that's so great. I think it's a really good brand alignment.
Yeah. Thank you.
You walked in. I was like, I just was looking you up. You're doing so many things because you've got your personal brand, Acero's, all their Booty Boost. How do you find balance? Like you're in the gym every day. You've got to film content. How do you find balance?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's very challenging. But at night, when I come home, it is just everything's off. I turn on a Netflix show, I get into bed, and that's how I sort of like switch off, unwind. I don't look at anything until the next morning, 4 a.m. It starts again.
Oh my God. Every day, 4 a.m. you wake up.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you go to events and stuff at night a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So, yeah.
What time do you go to bed if you're waking up at 4?
It depends if there's an event or not.
Oh my
But even with
God.
events, like I'm like, okay, I'm out by like, I don't know, 9,
Little smoke
9:30.
bomb.
Yeah. But still, I guess finding balance is also giving that time to myself to train every day, 45 minutes max. Like if I'm training with a trainer, I'm like, I got to go. Like it's been 45 minutes.
But that's the thing, because you're consistent, you're there.
Yes.
Like, I think especially what I've been realizing as a woman and with our hormones, 30 minutes to 45 minutes is a sweet spot.
It is,
It's
yeah.
when you're doing more, your body's under so much stress. And if you're training early, maybe you've fasted, it's too much. Like,
Yeah.
I think we need to let go of this expectation that you need to go to the gym for an hour.
Yeah.
You can really get a good workout in a short space of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And also just like smashing out a workout. Like I think prior to when I was sort of like yo-yoing a lot, I was like, okay, if I'm not dripping with sweat, I haven't worked out. But that's not the case. Now I go like full glam, ready for my day, and I don't sweat during the workout, but I still know I've worked out and I've done that, and I've given myself that time to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so when you comes to balance, do you have recovery hacks, or do you make sure you make no plans on a Sunday? Do you have certain rituals and habits?
Yes. So every morning, after checking emails, I wake up, I get ready, I have my coffee, and that's sort of like my like calm before the storm. In terms of the weekend, absolutely. Like my weekends, sometimes I'm like, if I've had a massive week, I'm like, nobody, I'm not answering anyone. I'm like off the grid.
She's do not disturb for
Yes.
48 hours.
Yes, she is. But also I like having like a day or just even like a block of hours where it's zero plans. Like I don't know where I need to be. I can literally just, if I want to sit there and watch Netflix, clearly I do that a lot because I mentioned it a lot. But if I just want to sit there and do nothing or just go for a walk or go down and get a acai bowl or whatever it is, I have that time to be like, I don't need to be anywhere. I just go with the flow and go with what I feel. And that's what I do most of the time as well, in the sense of my diet and exercise. If I'm not feeling 100% or if I do feel like, I don't know, a pizza or a burger, I allow myself that. I'm not going to restrict myself just because, I've got to stick to something. It's more so go with how you're feeling and being intuitive about that.
Yeah, I think it's super important not to restrict, especially you're going so hard at the gym. Like you deserve that leeway. And it's on an aggregate scale. It's how you are for that 365 days that matter. But I do want to talk a little bit about nutrition. When you've gone through this weight loss journey, what were some big swaps that you made with your diet?
Yeah, I guess, as we spoke about before, I was all or nothing. So it would be like I would jump on like the keto bandwagon and be very, very restrictive. And then I'd go the other way because I'd be like, okay, I'm done with that now. I've done my, I don't know, 12 weeks and I can eat whatever I want. But in terms of now, I just like, I love cooking at home. I never used to. I used to be an Uber Eats girly because I'd be like, I have zero time for anything. But even that, like that, when I come home from the gym in the middle of the day, I love like making myself a meal, and that's like, a protein, a carb, and lots of veggies. I think that's probably the biggest swap that I've done. Not just opting for whatever on Uber Eats, even if you think it's healthy, you don't know what's in it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm not restrictive. I really just like balance what I eat and enjoy it. You got to enjoy the journey, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really inspiring because you sound so balanced, so grounded, so centered. And, you know, a weight loss journey doesn't have to consume you.
No.
Doesn't mean you can't go out. And I'm sure also going to all these events and stuff, it is sometimes hard to control. But like letting go of that control will be your biggest blessing.
Yeah. I love a canapé.
What's actually your views on drinking? I've started asking a lot of my guests where they stand.
Look, I definitely went through a phase where I was like 0 alcohol, and I think I needed that for me mentally. Just because I was on the scale of like, you know, always going out and drinking. So I just did like, I think it was like 2 years.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, I didn't drink for like 2 years. And then I think I created a better relationship with it rather than being like, okay, I'm drinking to get drunk. I'm drinking to enjoy. And that's how I see it now. Like if I go out with friends, we go to dinner and we grab a cocktail or a bottle of wine, I enjoy that. I'm not doing it to get drunk. It's more so just enjoyment of, you know, being around people and socially. But also I don't drink often. Like it's, you know,
And midweek you wouldn't, because you've got to be up at 4 a.m.
Exactly. So it is just like, you know, a very sporadic thing. And if I feel like it as well, that's what it is.
Yeah. I think that sounds really balanced as well.
Yeah.
I want to touch on the Oz Fitness Expo. So you'll be there.
Yes, I will be there. On the Friday at 11:45, I'm doing a panel talking about women in fitness with some other incredible women who are in fitness. That's on the 11th of October. And on the 13th, myself and the Acero trainers are doing a workout on stage as well at 12:30. So, yeah, come by, check us out. We do have a Booty Boost stall as well. But we also we do have a discount code that you can use to purchase the tickets, which is Acero or Booty.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be in New York, so I won't be able to come down.
God.
I know, I'm so sorry.
How dare
but I
you go
I
to
am
New York?
devastated because I really wanted to come because you've got some amazing people speaking at the event and hosting workouts.
Yes,
so
it is the fitness event of the year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I always end the podcast with the same question, which is what advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say that be adaptable, be open to change, open-minded. Plans don't always go to plan. You could plan, you know, next month, next week, a year in advance. But those plans change all the time, and that's okay. Be okay with that. And just enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah. I love that because it actually made me think of recently just being out with friends and they were like, I thought by this age I would have this, and I thought by this age I would meet the love of my life already and have a house and have the job, and so much focus on the future and the what if and the should have instead of the present and what you do have. And yeah, that's why gratitude's such a big thing in my life, because it really has this powerful effect to bring you to the present moment. And yeah, I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
So inspiring. You're doing so many incredible things.
As are you.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys will see her down the Oz Fitness Expo. Bummer I'm not there. And yeah, I'll see you on the next episode.